Welcome to another Petersburg By Night revamped production. The following is rated for mature audiences and may contain graphic themes that will be distressing to some viewers. As always, we recommend you ensure the safety and well-being of yourself and those around you at all times. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to SPbN By Night, where we play St. Petersburg By Night, a massive multiplayer tabletop role-playing game set in the world of darkness. We play Vampire the Masquerade, Hunter the Reckoning, and Werewolf the Apocalypse. I am your humble storyteller this evening, Bear the Bard, and I am one of many junior storytellers here at SPbN By Night. Make sure to check out SPbN By Night on all social media platforms. That includes X, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. But you should really check out our website, stpbnight.com. We have our city map, storyteller profiles, and a one-of-a-kind thread meter. If you aren't already a subscriber on Twitch, you should go ahead and hit that follow button and catch up on all of our past episodes. And if you're interested in playing with us, come join our Discord. What are you waiting for? Come be a member of this amazing community. Today, we are playing Bloody Strings, one of many chronicles here at SPbN By Night. Let's introduce our players. These are my lovely players. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, everyone. I am Nori, and I will be playing Bellatrix, the motherly Malkavian.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lakar, and I am playing the well-dressed ne'er-do-well Matthew Halden Toreador.
Hello, I am Trucky XE, and I am playing the much more inquisitive Nicholas Baldridge, Malkavian.
Last we left off, well, a lot of things happened. Nicholas found that there might be a little more to him than he could recall. And Sarah has returned, and it's a little still unclear what that spells out for the future of this coterie. After a few discussions, the coterie went out and kind of, again, handled their business for the last couple of days. Tonight we are going to start with Nicholas. What is Nick doing this evening?
Nick is at Cigar Stag, in the office/smoking room, with Alex, having let his ghouls settle some. But there are discussions to be had.
as you are handling your affairs in the stag, Alex is kind of tending to the mostly just kind of upkeeping, keeping everything kind of organized and make sure everything's running smoothly. He approaches you as it's getting kind of toward the end, the time he usually spends there. Well, I'm getting ready to head out. He signs. Is there anything else you need?
Nick will reach over to his personal humidor, take out a Padron, and hand it to him. Sit for a second, please. I think we need to talk about some things.
All right. He sits down, signs again. What's going on?
First, considering the work you did to track down Samantha, I assume it's fairly obvious things were not as I knew them. You have certainly been... I have no reason not to trust you. Absolutely not. But I have to solidify the truth. I need to know, especially concerning...
I'm sorry, you cut out.
I need to know if you've been hiding things from me. For as much as I trust you, I have to solidify the truth.
I've been working for you for a long time. I can't say what I've been hiding from you that you couldn't already know yourself.
Well, 30 years is a long time to suddenly remember.
I do want to reconfirm, you just remember the night. You just happen to know it was 30 years ago.
Yes, it's like remembering I was someplace else 30 years ago is certainly interesting. But I wonder either if maybe you're older than you think as well. What did I tell you when I came to you? Did I mention how old I was?
When you first came to me, no.
Alex, I know you've gained a bit from me, whether it's the sight, but I also recognize someone who has a will as strong as mine. Now, considering that I was fucked with to such a degree, it's entirely possible you were too. And I want you to really, really think and maybe see if something is incongruent in your own memories.
Kind of sits there for a moment. You see his hands go to put something together, but then he kind of freezes.
I will say Nick has popped since the unseen. The moment he freezes.
Okay. I wasn't in the best place when you came to me. I didn't need a whole lot of information. Sure, you were a little odd, but you helped me out. And that's all I try to do is help you.
Will smile. Well, that's all I can really ask. However, going forward, as mentally exhausting, probably. Nothing is what it seems right now. I need you to keep a sharp mind about yourself. And I need you to always be examining what you believe.
You say you remembered something.
Yeah, well, that's one way of putting it. Basically, I learned I'm far older than I thought. I was able to recall, for lack of a better word, myself. 30 nights 30 years ago. I don't have much about it. I just remember that it's there, and everything since then has been obscurity. When I went to see Samantha, she was 93. Now strong, healthy, and still pretty gorgeous 93. But 93 instead of 40.
So what are you gonna do?
Well, we gotta settle this thing with the keeper. However, we're gonna do that.
I mean, about this memory thing.
Well, that's mostly what I'm getting to. We do have priorities first, but basically, I am going to fuck their shit. But I'm gonna go about it a bit more healthily, shall we say. Whoever the fuck did this.
Have you considered that maybe remembering might not be for the better?
You know, I honestly can give you that. It might not be. And I've already... And he'll pull out his coin. Well, there's more to do in my own personal life soon. But I can't protect the people that I want to protect when something's trying to obscure my ability to recognize the truth. I mean, I can only go, you know me. I mean, even well, I guess that takes a new meaning with all this shit.
Well, I mean, you clearly spotted the danger that Edwin could pose, right? You also...
Sure.
You have been contributing. It's not like you're failing. But now that you know this, maybe remembering makes you lose who you are now.
That has crossed my mind, and it's certainly something that I agree I need to keep an eye on. But I do have the belief that there's a core to every person that is very hard to go against. And honestly, yeah, I'm older, but I don't feel... Oh, I feel drastically different. But not in the ways I feel matter. I still give a shit about you, my friend. I still find myself caring. Now, yes, that could change, but at the same time, I just can't not pursue some things that were taken from me, especially when it cost me
Give me what's an
so
insight.
much. Okay. You know what? I'd like to spend a willpower.
Okay.
Also, that hunger roll. Yeah, that's just one success.
You can tell there's a look of worry on Alex's face while you're talking.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this, Alex. I'm not going to brush aside your concerns. You literally gave me the words and the slap to the face I needed that's allowed me to even get this far. And as I said, I trust you. You're my friends. You've been there when I needed you. So, I can at least promise I'm going to try to be cautious.
His hands shake a little bit and he goes to sign again. All right. What do you need me to do?
And he eyes the shaking hands. Like his eyes will narrow a little bit, and in his mind he's saying, "That's interesting," but just a little bit. And as he looks up, just be as watchful as you always are. You know, I don't really use you to. You're just not a tool to me. Just be you. Be honest. That's what got me this far.
I'll watch you.
Nick will get up and walk over, setting his own cigar down, letting it go out properly, and reach over and pat his shoulder. Take the night off tonight, Alex. All right? You seem a bit strung out. I'll be okay.
He nods. And then he gets up and he leaves the building. You hear the car door open and close and then pull away. What's on next mind?
He wants to trust Nick. Trust Alex. And he mostly does. But while the worry makes sense, this man was a Navy SEAL, and his hands were shaking. That doesn't know what to put to that. Could be nothing. He's not going to put too much stock into it, but he's going to keep it in the back of his head for sure. But for now, Alex is his ally, and he needs his allies and his friends.
We will pan away from Nicholas and make our way over to Matthew. What was Matthew doing this evening?
Matthew is sitting in front of the painting for Gray, putting on the finishing touches, a few small details in some of the foliage that he's got added. And he's kind of talking to himself while introspecting in a way about Sarah and Gray and everything that's going on, and he's trying to focus. Right when he puts the last little bit on, he sits back and he looks at it. Yeah, this'll do. Man, getting kind of hungry. I should probably find a way to do this myself, shouldn't I? Yeah, bar sounds good. Then he's going to clean himself up. He's going to get himself dressed. And he's going to start just bar hopping.
Okay, go ahead and give me a hunting roll.
Three.
And what are you looking for this evening?
He's not particular about the drinks, but he knows how he's going to start the show. He's going to look for someone in the crowd that is talking with other people.
Okay. Doesn't take you long. Maybe second, third club.
He's going to spot someone that's going to catch his attention. And if he sees them talking, if he sees her talking with other people, he's going to walk up to her, take her hand, put a 20 in it, say Aperol Spritz, and walk away.
I'm sorry, that was... You said... What
He's gonna hand her a 20, order a drink, and walk away like he thinks she's one of the servers.
Got it. Okay. You walk away. She stands there, kind of puzzled for a minute, and there's like a moment of like offense. She steps away from the group, follows you over, and just kind of pushes it back into your chest. Maybe go ask one of the waitresses then.
Oh, I'm sorry. How else did you think I was going to be able to get you away from somebody so I could talk to you alone?
Give me charisma and persuasion. She still has this look of like, how dare you, kind of on her face, but then when you make the comment, she seems stunned, and then kind of smiles. I'm sorry?
No, I'm sorry. He's gonna pull out a card. I'm an artist, and you are absolutely stunning. And I didn't want to come off very cheesy, because if I do cheesy, then you just ignore me. So I gave another approach.
She kind of smiles. Who's to say I would ignore you now?
That was the point.
She takes the card.
You ever considered modeling? Oh god, that sounds cheesy. I am so sorry.
No, can't say I have.
Well, if you're ever interested, you want to take a look, bring some friends so you aren't alone and you have some random stranger just inviting you over so you're comfortable. You know, want to take a look at my art? If you're interested, I would absolutely love to paint you.
She kind
I
of
promise it'll be tasteful. You'll have clothes on, I swear.
We'll see. My name's Alexis.
Adam,
Well, maybe I'll see you around, Adam.
would you like a drink?
She kind of looks back over at her friends and then... Sure, why not?
Fantastic. So he will walk over to the bar. What can I get you?
Rum and Coke.
Not bad. Okay. And he'll order 2 of those.
You continue talking for a bit. The drinks come up. She continues sipping as hers. What is on Matthew's mind as this exchange is happening?
He's feeling better. He's focusing on essentially the job at hand. He is trying to assert that to himself that he can essentially do this by himself, because the last few times he's fed, it was either somebody has brought it to him or he's had assistance. So he's kind of flexing doing it himself.
So as the evening progresses, how do you get them into a space where you can actually feed?
He is going to make small talk and then try to see if he can lure her outside, just bullshitting, talking about what he does, where he's from, just kind of without making it obvious that he's trying to get her outside, just kind of move her while he's talking.
Okay. I will say with your hunting roll, you managed to accomplish that well enough. You get her isolated. While you are slating your hunger, you notice that your phone buzzes.
He'll finish what he's doing, kind of write her, and check his phone.
You just see that it says it's from Mina.
Get to you in a minute. He will focus on the girl, making sure, just playing it off as maybe the rum and cokes were a little strong.
Mm-hmm.
They pour these a little strong here, and then help her back inside to her friends.
Okay. She's very kind of clumsy after you got what you needed. She makes her way back to the table. You can already hear her talking about you and the whole modeling thing as you step away.
Then he will take his phone once he gets outside and call Mina back.
It's not a phone call, it's a text.
Oh, it's a text. Now he will check the text.
It opens up, and it has a message that says, "What will you do?" with an attachment.
It says that in the
It
text.
says the phrase, the text is, "What will you do?" question mark. And underneath is an attachment. You can clearly see it's an image.
He will see what the image is.
You open the attachment, and you see an image of what appears to be a woman with a sack over her head, her hands bound behind her back. No very clear features, but it's hard to forget somebody you're so familiar with, as you do recognize the form to be Mina.
He's going to try to call her phone.
It goes straight to voicemail.
He's going to try to calm himself and then just text back, "What do you want?"
A few moments pass that feel like an eternity before finally you get another message. "I will let you know."
He will start to text a very threatening, colorful message, and then he will think better of it and then just delete it. And then he's going to head back. He's going to head to the Ascent, because he knows if he doesn't go somewhere where there are people who can probably calm him down and talk him out of it, he's going to go figure out what's going on, and it's not going to end well.
Before you manage to make your way back, I am going to need a frenzy roll.
Unspent will.
It's your unspent willpower and a third of your humanity rounded down.
Four.
You manage to restrain your rage and make your way to the Ascent. As you storm down the streets of St. Pete, making your way back to your Coterie haven, we will shift scenes.
Can we pause for a sec?
Certainly. As we pan away from Matthew, what is Bellatrix doing this evening?
Bellatrix is in her library above her shop with Sarah, and they are currently going over the traditions for her meeting with the prince in a few days.
Is this at the Ascent or is this in your own haven?
This is in my own haven.
As we swing by the tea shop, you are with Sarah. Sarah is she's wearing an outfit that is still very formal. It has some light color, almost a pastel to it, but it's bordering pantsuit as she's kind of sitting in the room with you. I'll let you go and start.
Okay, so there are supposedly 6 traditions, though we say there's 7, really. We'll go over the 7th one later. First one is the most important, which is don't break the masquerade. Don't let humans know about us. It brings hunters, and they come to kill us.
I knew that we're not supposed to let people know.
Here in cities that belong to the Camarilla, like this one and Chicago, breaking it is pretty much a death sentence if people find out. So, not only are we to make sure that we clean up after ourselves and make sure nothing leads back to us, it's also a good idea to help clean up any other breaches that could draw attention to us, our kind. It's really just anywhere you go, it's just really smart. When humans start finding out about us, they get scared, and then they bring the pitchforks and the torches. And I guess this time it would be more the flamethrowers these days.
Are humans that dangerous to us, even with everything that we do?
They have numbers. And they can go out in the daytime when we're asleep.
Okay.
Thoughts? You seem to be contemplating.
He didn't go into much of this. He just basically made it very clear I wasn't supposed to just make people aware that I was supposed to stay hidden.
He told you the rules, but not the whys?
Oh, I didn't really know there was more than one.
There is. There's several. So, it's good that he told you that one. That is the most important. Kind of the other ones lead back to that one, if you think about it. But outside the Camarilla, people consider them less important. So, there's the second one, which is domain. Pretty much you respect the domain of your elders or others around you. So, in this case, also, anything you claim as domain, you have to basically take care of. So, this area, my home, and the few blocks around it is the domain of me and me and Matt and Nick and Gray. So, the area around us, we have to take care of it and make sure, nobody breaks the masquerade, nobody leaves any messes behind. And usually we pretty much have to respect each other's domain, so we let other people know when we go into their territory. It kind of stops fighting, between each other a little bit. I mean, there's still a bunch of manipulations and sneaking around and loopholes, but we'll get to those later.
So, do you have a map? How do you keep track of that?
I mean, Google has a map.
You update your domains on Google?
No, I just look at them. I kind of just know the streets that we're kind of our borders.
I see.
So then there's the third, the progeny. That's you, honestly. See, first of all, you said he created you without the permission of the prince.
Right.
That's a big no-no. As in, usually, if that happens, both he and you should have been killed. So it's a bit odd that you were sent here by the prince, but that was the prince's choice. So we're just gonna go with that.
The tall, kind of bat-like person.
I've never met the Prince of Chicago, so I don't know. Honestly, might have to ask the others about that.
Okay.
But were there others with them that said he was the prince, or did you only meet him?
There were a couple of people, but they were mostly dressed. It was kind of like the people that were at the place that your quiet friend brought me to before I got sent away. Everybody was kind of dressed in the same kind of dark clothes. They didn't talk a whole lot. It was mostly the prince and the one who did this.
Interesting. Okay, we'll have to work around that. So, usually you have to ask permission if you want to make others. You're too young really to worry about that. You need to more focus on learning about yourself now, your new self.
I wouldn't want to do this to someone.
I understand. And that's a good choice to make. So then we'll move on. The fourth tradition, it is the accounting. So pretty much the one who made you, or the one who makes a child, is responsible for that child until they feel they're strong enough to go on their own and they're released. So everything that child does, like anything bad or any mess ups they do, that falls back on the person that made them.
But the person who made me is dead. So...
Well, I was thinking about taking accounting for you.
So if I do something wrong...
It would fall back on me. Yes. But someone needs to look after you, and us girls need to stick together.
I am sorry you got stuck with this.
I didn't get stuck with it. I chose to.
Okay. What next?
The fifth is a hospitality. This is where you need to present yourself to the oldest in the city, which is the prince. Usually that's who we go by, the prince. So that they know you're there, they know, like, usually they might give you your own bit of domain to take care of, like we were given. Yeah, it basically lets them know who is in the city, and that way they can keep an eye on things.
What's this prince like?
Bit stuffy. He's a Toreador, though, so he likes paintings, I think.
Toreador? That's...
Toreador are the, good. People would call them the artists, the posers, the partiers. There's a wide range of them. They have passion for beauty. Now, their definitions of beauty vary widely among each other, but
okay.
be polite, be respectful, and you should get through this.
Okay.
And then the sixth tradition is destruction, which basically means that only the prince in the city has the leave to kill others of our kind. We cannot do so unless the prince gives us permission.
So the prince is the one who makes that call?
Yes. Usually it keeps infighting to less violent means.
Do they typically have to answer to someone in regard to that?
There are people we answer to. Each of the clans, and I can go over that in a while, each of the clans have a primogen in the city that we can speak to or answer to. And they keep a good eye on the different clanmates for the prince.
Okay.
You said yours was Ventru. Ventru tend to be... They tend to be stuffy, honestly. They're kind of organized. They get a little megalomaniac sometimes. They want to control everything, be in charge.
Is organizing a stuffy thing to do?
Sometimes. We'll make you a fun Ventru, though. You can still organize. If
Okay.
you want. And then, those are the sixth. And then there's the one that you don't tell the prince when he asks. This one you don't tell. It's the seventh secret tradition among us. Don't get caught. If you break one of these rules, don't make it lead back to you.
I see. So ultimately, the other six don't matter as long as you follow the seven?
That's right. But you might want to follow the sixth until you get really good at the seventh, because things end really quickly if you aren't good at the seventh. It's kind of like understanding the rules of something and not just like following them blindly before you can learn how to break them correctly. So I say stick with the sixth for now, and we'll work on the seventh.
That makes sense.
So do you have any questions?
So when it comes to domain, what when you cross the line into, like, out of your domain.
Where are other domains?
Not necessarily where are the other domains, but do you have the domains organized in such a fashion that each kindred takes up a entirety of the
Not
territory?
usually. It's not each kindred. More like some coteries that have helped the prince have been able to get their own areas as domains. Other kindred just have a house or something that they count as theirs.
Sorry, what I mean is, if we step out of this territory, are we in another person's?
Not necessarily. They're actually, if I remember correctly, there are several that are actually, we're a little spread apart. We're not butting up against each other right now. So anytime you step outside of this domain, you're going to be back in the domain of the prince, basically. So you won't get in trouble for going in there, and you don't have to introduce yourself every night once you've already introduced yourself once that you're in the city and you plan to stay. Just as long as you behave, you shouldn't get in trouble. Just respect.
So if I'm outside of this domain for whatever reason and I need to find food, I need to come back here.
No, there are other places you can hunt. It might be easier here, possibly because we know the people around here and we can help direct you. But no, if it's not specifically chosen by a coterie, you should be able to hunt. Also, there's the neutral zone. This city's a bit different from Chicago. There's this area over here that's called the neutral zone, which really is a free zone between Camarilla and the Anarch territories up north. Can come and mingle. There's a lot of hunting that can be done there.
I have nothing to. While I was in Chicago, I pretty much was kept in one of two places, so I didn't really get to explore much. So this is, I guess, my first actual experience in a Camarilla city.
I'm sorry. I could take you on a walking tour, but that might take all night.
I think I'm gonna reflect on what we've already discussed, and maybe we could pick up on something else tomorrow.
That sounds good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What is on Bellatrix's mind as you in this exchange?
I'm glad that she seems to be processing the things I've told her. I hope they're going to stick, at least for her sake in the city. We're already going to have to fight an uphill battle since her sire embraced her without permission, though it seems like who the prince was sent her back. So still, things are a bit weird. Why did he not send her back to Prince Carmine, when Carmine was the one that sent her to Chicago? Also, wasn't she supposed to be with Annabelle, not Aventru? So there are a lot of questions that I have about it. A little worrisome. Though she is starting to take a liking to Sarah and definitely wants to help make sure she survives. And then kind of in the back, because it's Bella, basically this is a new toy. She I feel a connection to Sarah because of what happened to both our paths. Both of us were basically abused. So that once that connection sparks, though, with me, it is still twisted. And yeah, it's a new toy. It's like a new doll that she wants to raise up.
Yeah. As we pull away from the tea shop, we will go ahead and transition to the ascent, where our coterie will be coming back together for the evening. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with you soon. Welcome back. So, we are picking up in the ascent as our coterie comes back together. Also, you guys are in your typical lounge area, having just arrived. How, I guess, is everybody stepping into the space? How are they presenting as they come together? And Bellatrix, a second question. What did you do with Sarah?
At the moment, Sarah is with Ophelia. I have the phone, so Ophelia can call with the business phone if she needs any help.
Okay.
I would say Nick would have arrived a bit early from Cigar Stag, having finished up there. Probably just enjoying the art Matthew has populated the place with, and just in thought.
Bella is in fairly good spirits as she's entering the lounge area. Usual bouncy pink hair and attitude as she walks in. Evening. Back to coin tricks?
Just a tick. One that I don't mind.
Flop down. So, find anything on the mystery of who you are?
Maybe, maybe not.
It's fair. Sarah's doing well.
Well, it's all that one can hope for, I suppose.
Well, we only have a few days before we take her to the prince. Do you still have that note and the envelope?
I do. Not on me, it's in my office at Cigar Stag.
Okay. We should bring it
That's-
to the prince when we meet him.
Sounds good.
Matt's gonna come storming in, just not talking, and he's going to just kind of look at the two of you and then just walk right onto the balcony.
Are you looking for something to throw?
I'm fine.
Oh, I was going to suggest something of Gray's since he hasn't bothered to show up.
What are we doing tonight?
I don't know. What's wrong? I don't usually see you this angry.
I don't know yet, that's the problem. I mean, I guess I'm gonna find out eventually. And then, you haven't seen angry yet.
Well, something's got you a little riled up. You must know a little bit about it.
It's personal. And somebody made it very personal.
Oh.
Hey, Nick, do a wits and insight on Matthew.
Sure. Matthew, are you trying to hide anything necessarily, or?
He's trying not to explode, but he is not doing a very good job hiding it.
Okay, just give me what's inside.
That's a 6 with a messy crit that I cannot avoid.
Interesting.
Well, I could, but
You're definitely going to notice that he's holding his phone tight enough that you're pretty sure it's going to break at any moment.
You recognize not maybe exactly the immediate level of anger, but you realize you can definitely empathize with the level of rage. It almost reminds you of when you found out about Sarah. As your clan compulsion takes effect.
smells like apples. Spoiled one.
So you don't want our help?
Look, until I figure out who it is that took her,
I'll look from Nick to myself, then back to Nick, and then to myself. So you don't want any help with that?
until I find out.
Finding
going-
out. Finding out. Point my hands to Nick.
Well,
Why
yes, the looking
wait?
glass is quite clear today.
Why wait for whoever is caused this to make the first move or the next move?
That's a good fucking point. All right. He's gonna hold up his phone. I need one of you to find her.
The wires and webs are copper and air.
I'll find out.
Did you break Nick, fella?
No, he was speaking perfectly fine before you came in. So, no, I did not break him. It just happens sometimes with us. We just break for no reason.
I prefer.
It'll go away
Blanche.
in a while.
Yeah, I prefer Blanche to Mad Hatter right now.
Really? Possessing entity that's probably not going to be kind to you? Possibly malicious?
She at least made fucking sense.
Just because the Red Queen chopped off her head does not mean that it can't think for itself.
See?
That is fair. That's very fair, Nick. Alright. Let me see your phone. And who am I looking for? Paint me a picture with your words.
Also, paint on paper so that the painting can be remembered later.
See, that made sense.
Some of the paintings I made of her, you will never see in the light of day.
No, not a painting as a painting, but a painting as a non-painting.
Anyway, okay. He's going to describe Mina. He's not going to say what her name is. He's just going to describe her and what she looks like.
The phone.
Okay, and he'll hand over he'll say this as he's handing over the phone.
The hand would be offered if the TikTok was cracked upon its face. Must matter.
Is the presentation of the phone with the image?
The description.
I just mean, is the image presented on the phone when handed to Bella?
He doesn't want to, but he feels like if there's more to describe or more to see, that'll be a better way to connect. He's reluctant, but he does it.
When he hands you the phone, you see the image of a woman bound with like a sack over their head.
All
Such
right.
egregious actions that are held against those that are rocks within our heart.
I am going to pop a premonition while staring at this picture and imagining his description in my head.
Give me a rouse check and a resolve and aspects.
Okay. All right. Passed my first rouse, and I'm going to be blood surging, so I'll roll another rouse. Let me get hungrier. Oh, I gotta fix my hunger. And I'm going to spend a willpower.
Okay.
3 successes.
There are a few things present that kind of lock into you. You get that same kind of opening that some of your visions have had, where it looks like multiple possibilities broken in separate shards of sectioned glass. And at the focal point is this image. You have the description that was given to you by Matthew. However, there is a presence that seems to linger, kind of like a shade hovering over Mina. And as you begin trying to focus and move through these different shards, some are nonsense, some are exaggeration, you come to a spot where you just see this. It's no longer like an image that you're looking at. It's almost as if you're standing in the space, but it's dim all the way around, like spotlight is down over Mina. You see what appears to be almost like smoke rising and joining the shadow around. And then you see, one by one, a swarm of bats closing in and climbing on and over Mina. You can hear the chipping sound, the kind of little squeaks that they make as these rodents swarm to the point of covering entirely. At this moment, give me a wits and awareness.
Spend willpower again. Two successes.
You notice that all of these bats, you catch the tiniest glint of what seems to be string reflecting off of the spotlight, all laying out and then rising once it reaches the shadow. You follow it up, and you cannot see with any certainty any detail. What you do discern is that the shadow within the shadow presents it appears to be a hand operating strings on these bats, and one very vibrant pale yellow eye peering down at you from around the hand. And then you snap back.
I didn't get a location. It wasn't really clear this time. But I can tell you about it.
In TikTok, once the virtue of patience is run thin, so can the clear mirror finally see and reflect upon that which you seek.
Nicholas, when you say those words, you hear in the back of your head. And what do you seek, my dear boy?
Like Nick straightens up, eye twitching.
No.
Voice?
Did you think I was gone? No, shit.
Voices
This is
from the
my
dark.
home now.
Voices from the darkness have no hold within a territory that no longer belongs to them.
Oh, it's always belonged to me.
But then vernacular, go sexually intercourse thyself.
Are you saying that out loud?
Yes, he is.
Wait. Did you just say go fuck yourself?
Forsooth. Eureka. Bingo.
Are you talking to us?
Probably not.
I would hope to think not, because not tonight.
Exactly, for why I say such things.
Bella, okay.
I stand as a pillar, as best one can.
You know, if we were back home right now, Nick, there's a harbor I would absolutely love to throw you off of.
Fair.
Nick, give me a composure and resolve as the two of them continue.
That's -2, correct?
Correct.
All right, Bella.
Is this an effect that is this something Nick can tell? As in, I could add a certain roll and maybe blood search it, or is this out of the blue? So you don't have to give it away.
Ship me a message and I'll respond to double check what you're referring to. You two can carry on.
Actually, I would like to roll wits and insight on Matt when he said there's a harbor, because he took on an accent. I want to see if that's his actual accent.
Okay. Matthew. Let's see.
It's not that important. 1 success, so I don't know.
Hard to say.
Okay.
That spot's me, you, Night. Let's see. So Matt and Bellatrix going to continue, and then Nick will carry yours over to you.
She was in a room, or actually surrounded by darkness. I didn't even see if it was a room. I assume it was a room, but it was probably not. As a vision, she was in a darkness, except for a light that was shining down on her top above. And then the room filled with bats, and they began to cover her and crawl all over her. But I noticed there were strings, and as they flew up into the darkness, I saw a hand that seemed to be connected to the strings, like they were puppeting the bats. And I saw a pale gold yellow eye behind the hand. Like I said, I didn't get an exact place, but if you want me to describe it in more detail, we could draw it out.
Yeah, we could try. I need to find her. I need to make sure she's okay. I mean, swear to God, if
Do you want me to burn someone down?
oh no, trust me. If anything happens to her, there'll be plenty of burning, and I'll be doing it.
Not fair. All right. Hold on. I'm going to go find a drawing pad that I'm pretty sure there is in here. Given that Matt likes to stay here a lot. So I'll get a sketch pad, bring it to him. Let's go into more detail. And then I'll go into like step by step every detail, watching him draw and be like, no, it's a little to the left. Things like that.
And this is sketching the scene you saw in your vision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We could do several if you want, if Matt wants, but...
Right.
7 successes. I used the willpower to avoid a messy crit.
When you basically tell them to go fuck themselves, you feel kind of like a wrenching in the back of your head. And then silence. And your compulsion is sated.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh, look, he's back.
Nah, sorry, Matthew. I know. That was a bad time. I dislike that it happened to him. But let me make it up to you. I believe I can make sense a bit better with my own skills, if you'll let me.
He'll toss the phone to Nick. Knock yourself out.
All right. Let's see what we can do here. Well, first let's try the supernatural, shall we? And then we can start looking into a technological option. And Nick will go for a blood surge premonition.
Crash check and then resolve an aspects.
Did you want us to roll anything with the sketching, or?
That's sketching. You can do Dex and Craft, and you can take another die because of Bellatrix's help.
want to spend another willpower, if I may.
4.
Another 4. Okay. Yeah, you more or less create the scene. Looks pretty clear. Not, if there are any differences, they're not significant enough to matter. You got the general idea of it.
6 successes.
Okay. Before we get to the premonition, we'll continue the sketch situation. You have the sketch as you see Nicholas is focusing.
Thinking back, do I remember anybody with those color eyes?
That kind of pale, kind of yellow.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Benjamin's eyes were kind of goldish, but that's...
He's dead.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody with those color eyes. Have you ever seen anybody with yellowish eyes? Or remember anyone?
I could roll to see if I do.
Sure. I will say, you have seen Edwin without his glasses. His eyes are kind of, like the white of his eye is black, but they're kind of more of like a reddish orange in the iris, not yellow.
Were these black with the yellow? Or were they white with yellow?
You didn't really get to see that. It was just kind of like you just saw the iris of the eye accented by the pupil, but that's all you saw. It wasn't like a poorly formed eye.
Sorry I couldn't be more help.
You tried. That's what matters. Thank you, Bella.
I mean, there's this at least. Someone's puppeteering this. So maybe whoever did it isn't even the mastermind behind it.
Was I waiting on a roll from one of you?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay. Was I looking something up?
No, you said you'd just continue with us and then get back to Nick.
Okay. I'll continue.
She's
Gray might
important.
like this.
Like what?
The sketch. He might appreciate it.
Maybe. She's important to you.
Very. She's what led me to this life.
But she's not one of us.
Oh no. Ooh, trust me, you'd know if she was one of us. She would definitely leave an impression.
Does she know about us?
No. Oh no. I kept in contact with her when I got out and moved, but I didn't want to get her involved.
I'm sorry she got involved.
Oh, not as sorry as the person who did this will be when I get them.
Well, if you need my help in anything on it, let me know.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll go just staring at Nick, waiting for him to come back to himself.
As I shift over to Nicholas's premonition, Matthew will get to it in a moment, but your phone buzzes again in Nicholas's hand. Nick, as you are holding it and you feel the phone vibrate. Suddenly it pops. You feel incredibly connected with just about everything right now, more than you can ever recall the sensation. As you kind of begin focusing and your vision begins to tunnel, you don't have any conflicting images or things along that line conflicting with your vision, but you do find Mina. You do find the person laying down, bag overhead, bound. But instead of a shaded area with a spotlight on them, you see a dark room, similar to what you saw in the picture. You see a gloved hand reach down, grab them, and begin to drag them deeper into this dark space, the light getting a little dimmer as it carries on. You see a large metal door creak loudly as it opens. You see the hand kind of sling her inside. You can hear the soft, kind of, not soft, more coarse, frustrated, grunting sounds as she's trying to maneuver or do anything through the binds that she's in. The door closes and it moves away from Mina. You continue following whatever this is for a moment. And you hear, give me a wits and insight.
Four successes.
You hear a kind of every 3 steps that you notice you're taking.
I hear a what?
Like a clicking sound. Is that not coming through? No.
Nah.
Never mind. You hear like a clicking sound. Kind of like if you're calling a dog. Every 3 steps. You turn your head. And you notice a sign, an old beaten sign that says Harrison Freight. And then you snap to.
That's not good. That's not. Oh, here. As he comes back, I assume the phone goes off.
The phone went off as your vision popped. So yeah, it's.
Well, I'm not keeping still, but we have a lead. It's called Harrison Freight. I saw whoever put her in, I believe, probably a box truck. At least that's what I believe. There were some metal doors, squeaking sounds, and then, Harrison Freight. So they might be moving her. I didn't get a look at who. Every time they took 3 steps, there was this click. Kind of like how some people call dogs. But I'll tell you one thing, Matthew. This girl's a fighter. And she fights.
He always was.
as he hands the phone back.
Oh,
At the very least, you have my help.
As soon as the phone buzzed and he started to hand it, he snatched it right out of his hand to check it.
There's another text from Mina's phone. Give me Edwin Kane.
And he's gonna just look up between Nick and Bella. They want Kane.
Grace the Keeper. It's just gonna be more trouble than he's worth, isn't he? Oh, between, the kindred equivalent of the One Ring, and now this.
What do you mean the One Ring?
Right. So when Gray and I went to talk to Edwin, after some discussion, I'll enlighten y'all, like all y'all, when Gray's here, just short to the time. I got 3 questions with the guy, but nothing that provides actionable intel at the moment. I got him to shake my hand. And it was the hand he was wearing the ring with. I got one more touch on it. And let's just say the images aren't pretty. Legitimately, from what I could tell, it consumes whoever wears it. And basically turns them into a non-Gollum Gollum.
Good story. This helps us how?
I mean, I just answered the question, but fair. As for Harrison Freight, I mean, it's a lead. I'll definitely look into it immediately. Like I said, I definitely have your back on this one, right?
Yeah,
I know.
sorry.
No, it's not the same, but I know. Okay.
Did he give you a time limit? I suppose.
They just said they want Edwin. He'll text back when and where.
Two minutes pass. You get a text. Prove you have Edwin first. You have a week before you get a package in the mail.
Well, that gives us a time frame.
Nick's already looking up Harrison Freight.
Give me intelligence and tech.
Like to blood search?
Yeah, go for it.
Four successes.
So, Harrison Freight. Michael Harrison was in charge of Harrison Freight, which is a freight broker that specifically their entire job is to find carriers and shippers. This particular one mostly worked with trucking companies.
So they're brokers.
They eventually Specifically, Harrison Freight went bankrupt roughly 7 years ago, and was their company was absorbed by a larger company, and many of their facilities were abandoned. However, some of those facilities are still owned. Sorry, 1 second. There's a lot of information here. Ultimately, these businesses were ended up being possessed for legal fees that they owed to Ballard Industries. And they are kind of scattered through a few places. Not just Harrison Freight, but a few of these businesses are laid out. But Harrison Freight is specifically like maybe a mile outside of St. Petersburg.
Ballard Industries. Does that ring any bells to me?
You can give me a wits and cult. Or sorry, wits and not cult. Or give me intelligence, and I guess academics.
Okay. Right. Just two.
Just two. I'll say you don't know anything. The name Ballard doesn't necessarily jump out at you, but when you plug it into a computer, you find that Ballard Industries is mostly just kind of a sub-industry to a law firm under the name Ballard, Anderson, and Bateman. You know that their law firms are kind of sprinkled throughout the greater United States. However, Ballard is mostly affiliated with Chicago, and the Ballard Industries is under his name directly.
Here's something interesting. And he'll share what he learned about. He'll share what he learned about Harrison Freight, and then going up the chain. So I looked into Ballard Industries. Interesting to have a freight company underneath a sublet of a law firm. And you'll look up a law firm that's based out of Chicago.
Pause 1 second.
Law firm out of Chicago.
Interesting. I wonder if Sarah's Batman had yellow eyes.
That's... Did hear clicking. Anyway, what's left of Harrison Freight, there operates only a mile out of St. Pete. But most of their buildings are abandoned. As I said, the ones that are owned by the sub Ballard Industries.
So, Matt, do we go investigate? Do we send people to learn more information?
Investigating was good. They want proof of life, to use the phrase loosely.
On
Don't think
Edwin?
you're gonna get that from Edwin.
It didn't give me a place, but they want to make sure that we got him first. I got him first.
I think it's worth looking, at the very least.
Huh. I have a very bad idea.
I thought that was my job.
I wonder if Edwin would be opposed to me kidnapping him if I asked.
This sounds entertaining.
I mean, I gotta agree with Bella on that. Entertaining, but maybe. Interesting, definitely.
No, if we set up the picture to make it look
Exactly.
like he was kidnapped.
Oh. That's probably a better idea than the one I thought you were saying.
Because, don't get me wrong, I don't know what he's capable of, but the weird hoodoo shit I seen him doing,
Oblivion's a fucky thing.
I would rather not test to see exactly what the expense of what he can do is.
I've been reading up on Oblivion. It is indeed strange.
The eponymous void.
So anyway, yeah, I ask Edwin to take some very odd but tasteful pictures.
How are you? I think it goes without saying that probably cluing him into why. Maybe
Yeah,
not the
exactly.
Best idea. Yeah.
Not just, walking up to him, hey, I want to take pictures of you looking like you've been kidnapped.
Well, it's more, as I said, the more if he starts getting obsessed with that ring. I mean, I think we've all know how dangerous obsession can be. If he has info on you, especially about someone you care about.
Anybody who wishes to give me wits and insight can right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there are a couple things to consider too. Such as, do you want him to know about your special person? And we do still have 2 favors he owes us. Small boons. But they might help with the picture. I'm spending a willpower.
Okay.
Oh, my secrets tonight. Thankfully, that just became 4.
2 successes.
I spent a willpower, got 3.
Okay. Matt and Nicholas, it kind of occurs to you. They might not consider a safe transaction with an untorpid kindred. And that the fact that they are messaging you over this situation is likely fair to assume that they know that he is a kindred.
Barra, in what territory? Which territory is the Harrison freight in? Is it in neutral? Is it in Anarch? Is it?
It's
Still within
completely
Coterie?
south of any of the territory. It's completely north of all of the territory. You would have to leave the city of St. Petersburg to access the space. Very much north.
tell you what.
I can give you a proper location in just a moment. I'll go ahead and pull up the map while you continue your scene.
Tell you what. At the very least. And even though I'm starting to develop a bit of a head. Sorry, not important. Basically, I'm willing to take Alex and go up to this location. I'll have to be a bit careful since I gotta go past Anarch territory. But just coming and going, it shouldn't be a problem. But I can see what I see what I can dig up. While you guys do whatever plans you have.
Or
And-
I could go and hide while you go up there to investigate.
I mean,
Also-
true. My other concern is if the Anarchs find out, like, the more kindred there are, the more tenuous that is, I think.
What are they gonna do? Pull us over?
It's a non-zero chance. But
I mean,
I'm
if you wish
I'm
to
not-
go alone, go up. Be my guest.
I don't know. I'm playing devil's advocate here, really. More just putting that out there. But if you want to tag along, absolutely. Although, Matt, was she supposed to be anywhere near St. Pete? You don't have to give the exact location, just general.
Close enough, but far enough away that she wouldn't get involved.
Well, that at least means this might actually be a location that I could possibly pull from.
All right. Okay. How about this? You two go check it out. You are a lot better at the sneaking than I am. Obviously, you know not to get involved. Just figure out what's going on. If I can convince him to do a Vegas wake-up call, I'd need 2 people. It goes better that way. I could at least talk to him.
Just be mindful. He knows that we know about the ring.
I
And
don't
no,
give
I
a
did
fuck about that ring right now.
Here, there's a reason. There's a reason I'm bringing it up. It's impossible that paranoia might set in, which could make him become aggressive. So just keep that in mind.
Got it.
Don't forget to call in or to mention the favors.
Right.
And also, don't kill Gray if he doesn't take this seriously.
I promise nothing.
Okay, that's fine by me. Well, probably not. But anyway. But Matt, and he'll look at me. I will do everything in my power to get her safe for you. My word.
So are we going tonight or tomorrow?
Well, it is a ticking clock. So,
I would ask the sooner the better.
yeah,
Okay.
I have to agree. Do we want to take Alex or just us?
We should probably take Alex for backup.
Okay.
You
Then I'll go as
you are about as threatening as a small child when it comes to fighting.
You're not wrong.
I'm a little better, but let's just admit Alex is the best.
Man is a crack shot. I'll give him that. And he'll text Alex. Crisis came up. My friend, but I'm going to need you for a drive.
You get a text back pretty much immediately. When and where?
And I'll give the location and the area to absolutely under no circumstance stop it, which is the Anarch territory.
So, you are intending to drive through Anarch territory.
He'll look about. Do we want to go through Anarch territory?
Is there another way around?
I mean, there's a long way around. Go through Tampa, go up through East Lake.
Yeah, but if we go through Tampa, we have to deal with Tampa Camarilla.
Yeah. I mean, we just don't stop. Maybe.
There's
For any
also,
reason.
you could charter a boat.
Yeah, we could take a boat.
That is an idea. Only downside is we wouldn't have a rapid egress.
Mm. But it prevents getting stopped.
This is true. And I did recently make a promise to be more cautious. Boat it is.
The boat might actually may not be able to do it tonight.
Yeah, not very likely. That would be the safest route, but you probably have to wait a couple days. To get
At
one
learning
set
it. Yeah, but learning it, it's a couple days. Next, just I promise to be more cautious, but this waiting on this doesn't feel like good, especially if they're transporting her.
We could
I do have
hide,
to-
and it could just be Nick, a human driving through the territory.
So basically, we just hide in the trunk while Alex drives.
Yeah. Have you never hidden
I'm-
in a trunk before? If you tape it upright, it makes a great daytime resting spot.
Yeah, good to know. Well, I mean that's planned, but we do. I think it's time to pull the trigger, so to speak.
All right, I'm gonna go get changed.
So, Bellatrix and Nicholas are going to go investigate Harrison Freight. And what is Matthew doing?
He's gonna go talk to Edwin.
Okay. We'll split this up into two scenes. We'll do Bellatrix and Nicholas first. And then we will do Matthews. So you two are climbing in the trunk while Alex takes you across town.
Yeah.
Yep.
And instead of like Bella's usual thing, she's wearing a hoodie. Because she didn't actually go home, she just picked up some of the stuff that she'd left in the apartment. You'll actually get to see that it's a wig. And her hair is very closely shorn to her head. But she'll pull the hood up. We should go.
Has his own hoodie on as well.
You guys get in the trunk and begin driving. Is there anything you guys want to discuss, or like, do you guys want to have a scene here, or just move on to location?
I think we can move on to the location.
You drive for a while. Eventually, you can hear the vehicle kind of getting off of like a paved road. Sounds more like gravel or dirt, as you can kind of feel the bumping and hear the grinding underneath. And the vehicle stops. You hear Alex step out of the car, make their way back. The trunk pops open, and Alex offers to help you both out of the vehicle.
Sorry to call you off time off.
I mean, it wasn't my night off. It wasn't my night off until you gave it to me.
So, mostly use the site and keep an overwatch. And he looks at Bella unless you want him to come with us.
No, I think I'll scout on my own.
Okay. Yeah, mostly just keep as much watch as you can. I'll trust your tactical senses more than anything I can do.
So you want me to stay here?
For now, if there's anything in there, it's you in close range. As great as you are, it's not a good combo. But from long range, you're one hell of a shot.
Alright, but if you go inside, I can't help.
Well, necessarily need to be inside. So I think it'd probably help a little bit, but we'll see. I'll keep you updated, my friend. Mainly just watch your back while you're out here alone.
Will do.
I'm going to be activating Unseen Passage and Silence of Death
And Nick's
while he's talking.
And Nick's popping Sense the Unseen and Silence of Death.
Okay. Go ahead and give any affiliated checks that might be with those otherwise. Are you guys approaching quietly?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me Dex and Stealth.
Okay.
And did you want me to roll the wits and aspects for Sense the Unseen?
No, I said if it's applicable. If you don't require a rouse check, you're good to go.
Okay.
Two successes. Did you also hold on? Okay. Let me know if I need to roll a contested roll for anything like Sense the Unseen.
Will do. Are you going to attempt to hide from Nick?
No.
Okay. the two of you begin to approach the building. It is like I said, this is a broker space. You do have like a large lot for trucks to pull into if they need to stop or come in for evaluations or whatever. But again, it looks pretty abandoned, except you do see a singular car in the parking lot, a large black van. Please give me wits and awareness rolls.
Spending another willpower. One success.
Okay.
Three.
You continue stepping through. Bellatrix, you don't notice anything immediately. Nick, on the approach, you caught the slightest hint of movement.
Nick
Cross. Go ahead.
will. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't finish.
Looking at the building, you see the slightest hint of movement on an upper floor. Not lingering or anything, it was just a slight shift. You could not discern anything specific. But something shifted on the second floor of the building.
Nick will hold his hand out, and just 1 second. And Nick will pop a blood surge clairvoyance.
Clairvoyance.
Uh,
Please read to me what clairvoyance does.
Clairvoyance is intelligence plus aspects, and using clairvoyance in one's own place would be like a difficulty 3. A major city block in the slums of a major city would be like 7. I can ask roughly 1 question per point of margin. Answers about deliberately concealed information might consume more than 1. A critical win reveals something major regardless of the questions asked, assuming there is something to reveal. And I can continue that effect if I remain in the area as a vigilance.
Okay. Give me intelligence and aspects.
And I would like the blood surgeon.
Sure thing.
Six successes, no crits.
You get 3 questions.
First one, how many people are in the building?
Five.
Is there evidence Sarah was here?
Not Sarah. Mina.
Sorry, yeah, Mina. Good.
Yes.
What was the license plate of the vehicle they put her in?
So I would say your question needs to be region specific.
Okay.
That's the question seems to be kind of focusing on the area itself.
Yeah, I was hoping to reach because it's not clear on clairvoyance if it's only immediate or if it was around events that happened. But okay.
It's just incredibly specific.
Okay. I see.
To a
I
thing
see.
not specific to the territory or what's happening here is what I mean. Go ahead.
Is the individual that I connected to in the premonition here?
Yes.
All right. So he comes back to himself. There are 5 people inside, and the evidence of Sarah being here is confirmed. So is Mr. Chittery.
So what's he look like?
Did I get to see what he looked like? Unfortunately, that did not. I could not see that.
Are there cameras?
It can be a bit limited sometimes. I'm still... Listen, I haven't done this in ages. It just came back to me, okay?
5 people. We don't know what the outline or what the inside of the building looks like, or if there are cameras, or if they're armed, or if they're us. And we've got an Alex and me.
There's one thing I could try. I don't know if it'd give you much advantage, but
What's that?
if I give you an earbud and I basically sit here, I might be able to keep tabs on what's going on as if you try to infiltrate the place, but it's risky.
That doesn't stop the cameras.
I
can't hide.
Think about cameras.
I can't hide from cameras. You didn't bring your laptop, did you?
Barrett? Would I have brought my laptop? Because he does. I would say that he does, but I'll leave it up to you because I didn't specify I was bringing it.
Would he have thought to bring a laptop to a building that he presumed to be abandoned?
Well, the building was being used. The
building that you
idea
saw was being used for the purposes of... the only thing that you've seen this building be used for is hostage work.
Nick will shake his head. It's like, honestly, used to dealing with hostage situations. I thought that they were just, kind of slumming it.
Okay.
That's on me. I'll own up to it.
I'm going to kneel on the ground, Vera, and I will pop a premonition again. This time, I am looking for the best path for me to take without getting caught, and to be able to scout this building.
Okay.
I would like to use clairvoyance for vigilance if we go forward.
Clairvoyance or vigilance?
Yeah, it says up to a night for vigilance.
I see.
Since I figure it doesn't seem right if I'd be able to do it twice in a row for information gathering.
Fair enough.
I'm blood surging also.
Yeah, I think I will too.
What are you rolling?
I will not blood surge.
I'm rolling premonition. Aspects? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna blood search on that.
I got 3 successes.
3 successes on a premonition.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I only got 3 on the clairvoyance.
3 successes on a premonition. You try to focus to bring something forward. And all that really happens is kind of like your vision becomes spiderweb, like a windshield being cracked. And nothing pushes or goes further.
It's not clear.
Evidently guide you.
All right.
You,
Go ahead.
I was about to say, your audio might have been cut out. I didn't hear anything except with the last maybe 2 words.
Yeah, mine's fuzzy too. It's not. I don't confidently think I can guide you through it.
Got it.
Well, we know there are 5 people. We don't know where they went. But she's gone, right? She's not even here.
She was definitely transported away, connecting the premonition and what I was able to gather. It's definitely here, and then transported away.
There's one more thing I can think of other than going in the building, and I'm not going in the building with 5 unknown individuals. One is most likely kindred.
I concur.
I'll point to the car. See if you can get anything off of it. And I'm gonna take a piece of paper and write down the license plate.
I'll look it up and see what I can find out about it on the way back. But I think
There is no license plate.
Oh,
do you want to cut it?
no.
Yeah, I guess I would kind of give it away. Funny though.
It's only fun when you can get away with it. And we don't know enough to know if we could get away with it.
True. Yeah, I wish we could do more. That's a start.
We can wait, scope out the place for a little while, see if they come out. Or anyone comes out.
Yeah, I think with Alex keeping an eye as well, between the 3 of us, we'll definitely be able to catch something.
Let's probably move away from the building a little farther, though.
Okay.
But,
So your intent is to...
Probably wait a few more hours and see if anybody comes out. I'm trying to get, like, a look on faces and things.
Okay.
same with Nick. Keeping Sense the Unseen up.
Yeah. I'm keeping, I'll actually put up Sense the Unseen, and I'm keeping Unseen Passage up.
So here's what we'll do. Give me 1 more Wits and Awareness from each of you, and this will be your like passive stat for the scene.
Okay.
While you're staking out.
Can I Blood Surge?
Yes, and you're getting Alex to join you in this as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Since using the Sense the Unseen, would it be better to use Wits and Aspects?
I will call for that if it's a situation where obfuscation becomes involved.
You know what?
You ought to be kidding me.
I'm going to reroll. Or I'm not, I'm rolling, or I'm spinning my willpower this time I'm going to be exhausted after this, so. 4 successes.
1.
And I'm impaired.
Rolling for Alex. Six successes for Alex. Okay. Time seems to be creeping by. The three of you kind of approach your locations. Is Alex with you, or do you have him at another vantage point?
I would have given him free reign to take what he thinks is the best vantage point. Just reminding him to keep using Sense the Unseen.
He decides to move further away from the building. He can get a better view more clearly with the scope at a further distance than where you guys can, where you're at now. So the two of you are sitting there waiting, watching the place. The scene is yours. As the sun, well, not the sun, but as the night progresses, the moon moving further in the sky.
Oh, Sarah, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's thing. Gray's shared his opinion. What's your opinion?
She's mine now.
He'll raise an eyebrow. Yes, I can't exactly complain about that now, can I? But I can think of worse situations, in a sense.
From what I saw, the one who made her abused her. So I'm going to make sure no one does that again.
With that, you have my wholehearted approval. Not that you needed it, but it's there.
You going to go see her?
I'll look at the coin. I think it's best that she meets me when she feels like meeting me. That's, from what I heard, it's not exactly good feelings there.
I mean, are you going to see the prince as well? When she's introduced, or are you staying out of that?
Like, don't misunderstand me. I'm not running from interacting with her. I'm willing to walk up to a confrontation. It's just also trying to do what might be best for her and help her most. But probably is important up there when she meets the prince. But the question is, what do you think? Should I meet her before that happens or on the day of?
You know what? I won't be mean tonight. You should meet her before.
I concur, but I think
You're
it's
afraid?
important to... No, I'm not. Well, I'm concerned, but it's more... I don't feel the need to always be right. And it's important that I get opinions from people who have just as valid ones as I do.
This is an interesting shift.
In Interesting is certainly a word for it, especially as the one who's living it.
So, who were you telling to fuck off earlier?
Who do you think? Blanche 10,000. I
Didn't
think.
Didn't you get the necklace from Edwin? Is it not working?
I'll pull it out. Apparently not.
Check. It's not a spirit.
Well, I had a feeling it wasn't.
Right, but it was good to eliminate it, and it
No,
was
yeah, absolutely.
and it was an easy way to eliminate that thing. Also, more talk with Edwin apparently. I'm interested in hearing what you have to say when all of us are together.
I'm not opposed to sharing it. It wasn't useful in the moment, and it was just basically confirming Edwin knows that we know, and basically to stay the fuck out of his business, which we probably are not going to do.
Oh, I'll look around. I believe that we are very, very firmly in Edwin's business as he is in ours.
Man, seeing Matthew like that was... it was very familiar, speaking of Sarah.
Yes, he was upset.
Bellatrix. I'm going to ask you a question. Considering the circumstances you're presently in, given the current circumstance that you're in, out here in the night, in a pretty remote area, you can simply say yes or no. Do you think, does Bellatrix, considering where you are, but also considering the movement the Coterie plans to make relatively soon, do you think that now is the time?
Given the current position we're in, with unknown people in the building, now's not the time.
Carry on.
So golem, huh? Turned you into a golem?
Well, I mean, Golem is, I'm not correctly, Golem is actually a myth, but Golem, yeah, from Lord of the Rings, pretty much.
Oh. I think I saw those movies.
Okay, so basically, creature that found this all-powerful ring that was cut off an evil lord. The ring was trying to get back to its master, drove anyone who had it power-hungry, crazy, paranoid, obsessed, and possessive of it to extreme degrees. Gollum was the longest lived and went absolutely nuts. Split personality, paranoia, talked to it, called it his precious. Long gist of it.
So the ring drives you crazy.
Pretty much. Or at the very least makes you think that everyone else wants to kill you for it or take it from you.
Oh, makes you paranoid.
The majority of the time, yeah. It also has the parallel of the ring, to get closer to its master, wanted, put its bearer in position to get killed, so that it could pass to another hand, I'd get it closer, and then get killed, and then so on and so forth.
So it has a master?
I don't know about this one, but at the very least, bad ends are guaranteed. and usually damaging everyone around you. I can see why we related it to the prince being in danger. If the prince had that, would absolutely, imagine someone at the top of the power chain thinking everyone in their princedom basically wanted to steal from them and had the power to do something on impulse.
So, do you think Victor's gallery burned down because of the ring?
I'm pretty sure the guy with the Molotov is the case. It seems I'd put it more towards the Molotov instead of the ring.
So you're saying it's
But
not a fate thing. It's a might
here's the thing.
actually physically destroy them thing?
I mean, here's the thing. Technically, you could claim that whatever made that guy come in with a Molotov was fated to happen, so that the ring would fall into Edwin's possession. But generally, I would say it's more that it drives its wearer to refuse anything but what will further protect the ring. If we start talking about fate, there's so many, this and that you can't really be certain.
So you're saying that it will cause them to become obsessed with the ring and jealously guard it to the point that they will destroy themselves?
Yes, much more succinct. Ultimately, we will have to deal with them. If it or another reason, then the fact that we know about it will slowly probably become a threat in his mind.
You think these people are after the ring?
That's a possibility. But, I mean, we know so little about Edwin that it could be for any number of reasons.
What if these people are connected to Victor? He had a whole group there. I didn't get to see all of them.
Not the sense I'm getting, but it is, again, possible. We just know so little.
We do.
So tell me, if I hadn't been able to finally start putting myself in the way of Blanche, how long was it before y'all were gonna stake me?
I hadn't decided yet. You were
Fair.
becoming a concern, but I hadn't decided yet.
I figure if anyone was going to come up with it, it'd be you. And to be honest, I can't even say I'd blame you.
What are you gonna do? If that doesn't
Not a
work,
fight.
I'll nod to the necklace. How long can you hold out from whatever or whoever this is?
No. I mean, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's fighting like hell in my mind. I'll hold out as long as I can. I'll learn what I can. I'll discern what I can. And if it comes to it, I'd honestly rather die rather than have something forever possess me. It's already stolen so much.
I'll make you a deal. If you can't control it, I'll kill you. I'll make it nice and safe.
I will add a caveat. At least give it a chance. Sound good? I mean, give me a chance to come back at least. Try.
Like I said, if you can't fight it, you seem to be fighting it fine. So, I'll give you a chance.
It's fair.
Too many times, though.
Especially if it endangers the Coterie.
Mm-hmm. And Alex. I mean, whoever is using you is probably not adverse to using anyone you care about.
The little bits of smirks he's been giving fall away as he looks back out. Yeah, that's probably an inevitability too.
At this moment, you get a
This-
text from Alex. Someone just stepped out of the building.
We gotta be quiet.
Nick, you don't see them immediately, but Bellatrix, you were already starting to catch something in your peripheral as the text happens. You turn your head, you see someone step outside. Wearing a suit, but they're also wearing a hat with kind of like a kind of long brim. They kind of have their head tilted down as they begin walking toward the unmarked car.
I'm gonna activate Silence to Death again and try to get a better view of his face.
You go to close the distance. How close are you getting?
Just enough to get some detail, not really. Probably 50 feet.
And you just have Silence of Death active?
I have Silence to Death and Unseen Passage.
You do have Unseen Passage. Oh, that's right. You dropped that so you can talk. Got it.
Yeah.
Why are you... As you approach, you do get a pretty good look at the guy. He's very tall. Strong, but not like powerful build physically. He is wearing a nice suit, very fine hat. However, as he approaches the car, he ends up looking up, kind of looks around the area. And at this point, you see his face. He has a very kind of strong cut features. He kind of looks about. He has green eyes based on the color of like the sideburns. He's got like black hair, pale skin, but you can tell that it's flushed. He doesn't have any peculiar markings or anything on him, but you do notice he has a earring on the right ear. Kind of looks like a the color of a ruby, but pearlescent, almost like a marble swirling to it, and it has what looks to be a kind of like a 3-clawed talon coming down from between the orb and his ear, and then curving around the front.
Okay.
He gets in his car, kicks it over, and begins to drive off. Do you do anything in this moment, or do you let him go?
I'll let him go.
Okay. He begins to drive. What do you do after he pulls out of it, away from the property?
I'm gonna wave to Nick and start heading towards the car. It's probably getting pretty late anyways.
Nick will text Alex to come back and tell him good job.
Alex makes his way back. Give me a wits and insight.
All of us?
Just you.
Okay.
Three.
You notice as he makes his way back, he is being rather stoic, but there does seem to be some kind of concern on his face as he kind of moves past you and starts prepping the car for you guys to climb in again.
Nick will switch to sign language and ask, "What's up?"
What are you talking about?
He'll just level a look at him.
Just unsure about jobs with involving more people like you.
You know, so is it specific to an individual or just more of me?
You see there's a slight hesitation, but he kind of generally.
We'll look at Alex for it'll take a second. Okay, I trust you.
He nods and he pops open the trunk.
I'll climb in the trunk.
I'll give one last look to Alex, and then get in as well.
He closes the trunk. You hear him get in the car. You feel it begin to move. And you begin driving back. We will pan over away from you back to Elysium. Matthew, you arrive. State that you need to speak with Edwin. You're brought through the same fun little labyrinth of nonsense you have to be brought to his office. The door opens and Edwin's present. He stands and he nods. Matthew, how can I help you?
Can we talk?
And we will pick up there next session. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you on the next chapter.